So if you're curious to know what's going on in the housing market here on the Central Coast, you came to the right video. I'll be giving you my perspective on what we're seeing now that we've ended January and we're headed into the more busy time for real estate sales, springtime here on the Central Coast. We'll be talking about days on market, the number of showings to contract, median price, inventory levels, all of those numbers that you need to know as an informed buyer, seller, investor here in SLO County. My name is Joshua Ferris. I'm a broker here. I've been working in San Luis Obispo County for over 10 years. I'm a Central Coast native. So if you have any questions about the real estate market, or you just want to sit down and discuss what your house is worth or how to get the best price and terms as a buyer, feel free to reach out. Be happy to help you with that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. If you don't mind, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think is happening in the real estate market, and leave a like. I really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed already, subscribe now. Let's get started. This is your February 2025 real estate housing market update for the Central Coast. We saw 216 new listings brought to the market. That's a 16% decrease year over year when we compare to last year. 257 for 2024. That was a 33% increase when we compare to 2023, which was 193 for January. Even though that was a relatively low amount when we compare to other months in regards to new listings, we're still happy to see some new listings brought to the market, some great options available for buyers out there looking. And we're just going to continue to see that inventory tick up like we're seeing right now. So active listings on the market right now, 593, which is up 12% year over year. This time last year, 529 active listings, and that was even up from 2023, 510. So typically, 5-6 years ago, just to put it in perspective, we'd have between 900 to 1,000 active listings on the market in January. And January was actually a pretty slow month. December and January, February, typically you don't see as many homes for sale. It ticks up in March, April, May. But what that means for you as a buyer is now's the time to gear up for the home sale process, right? So if you're looking to make a move in springtime, you're seeing that uptick year over year, up 12%, and that it just bodes well for you as a home buyer, or if you're a home seller and home buyer. Most home sellers are looking to buy as well. So more available options, more to choose from for yourself. So overall, good thing that we're seeing this increase of inventory up to almost 600, and I expect that to reach 600-700 in the next couple months. Buyer demand was a little off though in January. Saw 144 closed transactions for the month of January. That's down 14% year over year. Last year in 2024, we saw 168 closed sales in January, and that was up 43% versus 2023, which was 117. So buyer demand down just a little bit, but I expect that to tick up in February and March. I think there was some trepidation, just kind of seeing where the political situation was going to happen. Buyers maybe wanting those rates to drop. But the good news for those buyers of you out there is that more sellers are willing to offer concessions, so price reduction or credit. So for example, we just closed last Friday on a great family that bought in Pismo Beach. And we were able to save them about $80,000 off the asking price. In addition to that, we were able to get $15,000 of credit negotiated. So what I say to buyers out there that maybe are a little discouraged with those higher interest rates is make up the difference with that price reduction negotiation or those credits to either pay down the closing costs or to get a better rate for your loan, and just consider that you're going to refinance in a couple years. I can't promise that, but good chance that those rates will drop a little bit. And every buyer out there who has to get a loan, which is the majority of them, are dealing with the same thing. So it's better to get a lower price on the house, better credits, and then refinance later than to wait for those interest rates to lower, and then you've got a lot more buyers to compete with, and that's going to push those prices up. Up 2.9%, nearly 3% for closed volume year over year. So $304 million of closed transaction volume, $295 million when we compare to 2024, which is up 40% when we compare to 2023 at 210. But to put that into perspective, last year in 2024, we had, in July, we had $558 million of closed transaction. Now that was the highest month of last year, but it kind of puts in perspective that we're about half when we compare January, which is a slower month, to July. So typically you're going to have more transactions, you're going to have more options out there if you're a buyer, but you're going to have a little bit more opportunity to negotiate in January and February. So just something to keep in mind if you're a buyer out there. And if you are a seller, what that means for you is there's going to be a lot more competition in July. So if you're thinking about selling, I recommend bringing your property to the market March and April. It means you really should start having that conversation with your agent of choice. Now, if that's with us, great. We like to give ourselves about a month's lead time to develop all of our marketing, make sure we get our market reports done for you, our home inspection, pest inspection, all of that. So make sure to think ahead. You don't want to rush the marketing for your house. I mean, that could cost you tens of thousands of dollars. So do that marketing right. Reach out to my team and we'd be happy to sit down with you if you'd like to interview us for the job. But I just recommend all those sellers out there who are thinking about making a move in the springtime, start now with those upgrades, those updates to your house, getting your house ready to go. Because like I said, it could take a few weeks to a month to really start that process and make sure that we get all the marketing materials ready to go for you. Median sales price, we didn't see much of a difference for the last few months, $862,000 for the median sales price for the county. Now that's up 10% when we compare year over year. 2024, we were at $781,000, and in 2023, we were $750,000. The top sale for the county in the last 30 days was nearly $6 million, and the lowest sale was $355,000. So let's go ahead and take a look at what you can buy for the median sales price, and then let's take a look at the top sale and that lowest sale. The highest price point in the county was just under $6 million. It was Spanish Springs Drive, $5,850,000, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and as you can see here, a lot of land. 1,600 square foot for the house. You can see over 200 acres of picturesque landscape. Let's take a look here at the photos and really see it is quite a gorgeous piece of property there. Vineyards, rolling hills, quite a delightful piece there. It's got a lot going for it. A great example of what you can buy for your median price point here is Cortlandt Street in Arroyo Grande, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, just under 1,500 square feet of living space. Great location here in Arroyo Grande, and it has a nice yard in the back. This home on Traffic Way offers a great example of what you can buy for an affordable price in Atascadero, $355,000, 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath, 750 square feet, turnkey condo. There's a price point for everyone here on the Central Coast, and if you're looking for a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, starter home or maybe an investment property, this would be a great one to get your foot in the door here for the Central Coast. Price per square foot has remained relatively stable. If we take a look at that, we're at $521 price per square foot. It's about the same, $525 when we compare to 2024, which did see an uptick when we compare to 2023, which was $463 per square foot. So if you're a seller and you're thinking about selling your house, you price it right, you do good marketing for it, what can you expect to be the median days on market? And this is a good one for you buyers out there as well, because if you see a house that is starting to tick up beyond that median days on market. And it's not a unique property. It's maybe a little bit overpriced, and it's just gotten a little bit stagnant on the market. It's a good thing to know. 26 days on market is the median for January. That's up 30% when you compare to year over year, which was 20. But 2023, we're at 30 days on market. But obviously in the last few years, we saw that days on market really low. This is about what we would see for the median historically. Days on market between 25 to 35 days on market. So, that's indicating that we're moving more from a seller's market to a more balanced market, more normalized market. But just for comparison and perspective, we were seeing the average median days on market a few years ago of between 8 to 12. So we're starting to get back to a more normalized days on market of 26. So we're seeing a little bit of a pullback from the median percentage of price received when you compare to what the list price is versus what the closed price is. And this is a good indicator for us to take a look at, are we moving to more of a seller's market or moving more towards a buyer's market, more balanced market? So if you list your house for, $1 million and you get, $1,100,000, that usually means that the buyer demand is there, strong buyer demand, and it's starting to push those prices up. When we start to see that pullback and we drop below that 5%, under that original list price, usually it means that we're starting to top out as far as those prices out there, or at least the appreciation is slowing down, returning to a more normalized level, from the last few years where we saw those appreciation levels really leap up. So we're seeing right now that there is 96.7%, which is the median percent of original price received, and that dropped 2.5% when we compare to last year in 2024, which was 99%. We're about the same as we saw in 2023, 96.9%. So what this tells me is that the buyer demand is just pulling back a little bit due to the interest rates being higher. So that's pretty typical. We're going to see that throughout the next few months, unless we see those interest rates pull back and drop into maybe the low sixes. So just understand that if you're a seller, offering some concessions, being mindful about the buyers out there is important. And just if you're a buyer out there, understanding that there can be some wiggle room as far as the price. So maybe if you see something that's just a little over your budget, you can negotiate. I can use that. I use that last example where we were able to save our buyers over $90,000 off the ask price. So it's possible. It can be done. So just understand. If you see a home, just understand most of them are closing about 5% below the asking price, 4 to 5%. So the Central Coast has so many different cities, so many different micro areas. That's one of the reasons I love it here so much. So if you want to live in Paso, get some of that nice heat, get those rolling hills, get that feel of Paso Robles, North County. You're going to be able to get that. And if you're wanting more of that beachy, beach town feel, obviously the 5 cities, Pismo Beach, Arroyo Grande offers that. If you want, the San Luis Obispo feel, there's San Luis Obispo, and all of these cities are unique. Morro Bay, Los Osos, that's one of the reasons why I love it here so much. So what can you expect to pay for the median price of a home out there? So let's go ahead and pull up the chart and take a look. San Luis Obispo City, just over $1 million for that median sales price. For Paso Robles, one of the most affordable cities here on the Central Coast, $695,000. For Templeton, because it is a small market, there aren't that many sales, we tend to see larger fluctuations here. Some recent big sales in Templeton have pushed that up to $1.5 million. And in Atascadero, just about the same as Paso Robles, $702,000. Going south, we see in Los Osos, the median sales price was $825,000. Arroyo Grande, $1.2 million. Pismo Beach, just shy of $1.5 million. And Grover Beach, $795,000. Santa Maria, $677,000. Napomo, $860,000, and Oceano, $570,000. So what am I seeing out there as an active real estate broker helping buyers, sellers, and investors purchase and sell property here on the Central Coast? Well, I'm seeing for our buyers, there's more inventory, more opportunity for those concessions and those negotiations. For our sellers, we're really recommending pricing according to today's market. It's still a seller's market. However, we're not seeing those prices that we saw a couple years ago. We just want to make sure that we're priced appropriately and we do the right kind of marketing. My advice for buyers, look, if you're looking to make a move this year, really sit down with a real estate team, do some interviewing, making sure that there's a good fit. There's been some changes in the real estate industry. You need to have an agreement with your buyer agent before touring homes. We have a unique value proposition of bringing additional inventory to the table for our buyers, in addition to our negotiation skills and our neighborhood parties to really get you plugged into the neighbors and into the neighborhood. So there's great opportunity out there. Make sure you're sitting down talking now about your goals and really setting yourself up for a successful purchase so you can start living in the home that you're looking for here in summertime. So for sellers out there, like I mentioned, it's more important than ever to really price your home correctly. Make sure that marketing is done well, because I've seen some houses that have sat on the market for too long. They were just overpriced, and you don't want to have your house sit on the market for too long. It's really not a good look. Starts to get stagnant. So you got to price your house accordingly to the market right off the gate and get some strong marketing. So if you'd like to sit down with our team, just discuss our marketing plan and how we've delivered great results for our sellers, we're happy to do so. It's no obligation. It's just a simple consultation and just walk you through our process. For our investors, great opportunity out there. Those rents are still strong. So we're helping, for example, one of our investors buy a duplex right now. We're able to negotiate about $60,000 off the asking price with some credits, in addition to those concessions there. So there's great opportunities out there if you're an investor. So make sure to reach out to us. We help a lot of people who are looking for off-market properties, and we deliver. So what do you think? I'm really just curious. What do you think is happening here on the Central Coast market for housing? Do you think we're going to get some more inventory? Do you think the prices are going to go down? Do you think it's going to go from a strong seller's market to maybe more of a balanced market, more of a buyer's market? You let me know what's going on, and what are your real estate goals here for the year? Leave them down in the comments section below. You need to reach out. I'm here. I'm available to answer any questions. Feel free to leave a comment and a like I said, and until next time, take care.